Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks. Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast that, to be honest, has no memory of what happens in this movie. I'm Dan O'Keefe, and joining me as always is Anna Otto. Anna, how are you?
I'm glad you say that because though this movie arguably formed most of my life, i.e. the wolf pendant that I still wear and own to this day, before yesterday night, I could not have told you what the plot of this movie was.
I finished watching it about 5 hours ago. In and out, immediately.
Are you still Team Jacob, though?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, no, he's still more interesting.
Good. Just had to check.
The only thing that stuck with me is those final scenes where they're on the mountaintop. Mm-hmm. It is the most obvious soundstage in the world.
Yes.
And when they're like looking in the distance, they're looking at a wall.
They're looking at a painting of mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 50s Western worthy.
Truly. It's truly very cheesy. I mean, yeah, it's cheesy.
I have a lot of thoughts about the last third of this movie, since it's the only part that I kind of remember.
I can't wait. However, before we get started, I just want to ask you one important question.
Okay.
Did you love Seth?
I'm going to be completely honest.
You don't remember Seth.
I don't remember Seth.
You're a piece of trash, Dan.
Was he a wolf?
Yeah, he's the littlest wolf. He's 15 years old. He's played by none other than King, sex icon, handsome, Boo Boo Stewart.
Long name.
Let's all just remember that 15-year-old Anna thought 15-year-old Seth / Boo Boo Stewart was so hot. Adult Anna thinks Boo Boo Stewart as 15-year-old Seth is adorable, and I just want to pinch his cheeks. But she sees 28-year-old Boo Boo Stewart. So I just wanted to remind you. I wanted to see if you saw Seth. He's only in this movie for like one line. He has more lines in the next one. But I love him. He's so cute. I also saw a TikTok this morning that freaking featured him.
Was it like the Lionsgate TikTok account?
No, I freaking wish it was. It wasn't even actually Seth, Boo Boo Stewart Seth. It was some random guy cosplaying characters from Twilight, but he was cosplaying like Alice and Emmett, and then all of a sudden it said Seth, and I was like, was this curated for me?
It really is a For You page.
It is a For Me page, because I love the werewolves, and Seth is my favorite. When I was little, like I said, because he was hot. Now as an adult, because he's just a pure, just cute little bean. Okay, that's my rant.
I apologize for not remembering him or noticing
Honestly,
him.
it's a slap in the face.
But I do have to say, incredibly disappointed. No Michael Sheen.
No, I think he's back in the next one, though.
He is. I know he's back in the next one. No Martin Sheen either.
No,
which
this series
continues to disappoint.
A horrible lack. Oh, okay, an update of what I said before, Dan. My parents have 3 neck pillows.
Okay, update the world on this neck pillow drama.
For those who weren't there before we started recording the podcast, I texted my mom and asked if she had a neck pillow because I'm getting my cartilage pierced on Saturday. And my mom took a picture of what I said, sent it into a group chat with my family, and captioned it, "From Anna. Seriously?" with like 3 question marks. And I did not realize that what I was asking was so laughable because I live in a home with 0 travel pillows. So anyway, I was just telling Dan, apparently my family has a surplus. Anyway, back to Twilight.
So do you think her seriously was like, does she not know that we have so many neck pillows? Or
I
was
think
it like,
so.
Was it like if you asked, what religion is the Pope?
Yeah, I think at first it came across as like a seriously, Anna, why would you ask me that? Blah, 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 blah. Which I was like, I didn't realize this was such a polarizing question. And then, now that she's clarifying, she's like, yeah, the second one. What religion is the Pope? Like, of course we have them. Why are you even asking? So
the Ottos are an anti-neck pillow, anti-neck comfort family.
apparently so. Dang. So anyway, that's my ear saga / neck pillow saga.
Well, speaking of necks, the movie that we're talking about today is the Twilight Saga, Eclipse.
Perfect transition, Dan.
Directed this time by David Slade.
I don't know
Cool name.
why I thought you were going to say David Hyde Pierce.
David Slade, the only movie that you may have seen that he also directed is Bandersnatch, the Black Mirror adventure thing.
You know who's in Bandersnatch?
Michael Sheen?
No,
Martin Sheen?
you know this, Dan.
It's Will Poulter. I know
Will
it's Will Poulter. Okay, I watched Dope Sick.
Oh, did you love it or did you love it?
I loved it.
It's so
The
good.
show's really good. He's really good.
I know. Did you see
What a
Philippa
man.
working her butt off in that show?
I hated her.
I hated her too. That's how I knew she was doing a great job. Oh, he's so good in that show. So sexy.
David Slade also directed the music video for Girls Not Grey by AFI.
Don't know her.
Ariel, you've heard it. Ariel's by System of a Down.
That System of a Down. Mm-hmm. Oh.
I saw a TikTok that's like, yeah, it's like pretending to be an interview with System of a Down. Yeah, I don't think our music's very political. And then it cuts to, I don't like the government! Beep boop, beep bop boop!
Iconic lyrics.
And then David Slade also directed a bunch of TV. One episode of Breaking Bad. 5 episodes of Hannibal. So
Ooh.
real
Gage
into
wants
the
to
biting.
watch that. I mean, he's watched already. He thinks I would like it. Okay.
Unfortunately, Eclipse is written once again by Melissa Rosenberg, who I think is the franchise's original sin, starring Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson, Taylor Lautner, Peter Facinelli, Elizabeth Reeser, Ashley Greene, Kellen Lutz, Nikki Reed, Jackson Rathbone, Billy Burke, and Bryce Dallas Howard.
Welcome, Queen. Nothing but
Entering.
respect for my Victoria.
Replacing Rachel Lefebvre, who played her in Twilight and New Moon. You may remember Bryce Dallas Howard was originally asked to play Victoria. She turned it down because the role wasn't big enough, and then once the role got big enough, she swooped right back on in.
I mean, that's privileged behavior, but she's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, you know, like so.
Released on June 30th, 2010, with a budget of $68 million.
Summer after my sophomore year.
$698.4 million at the box office.
All from my wallet.
It had the biggest midnight opening in U.S. and Canada box office history,
I
breaking
attended.
New Moon's record. It had the highest Wednesday opening ever.
That reads, honestly, they planned this. School was out for summer. Moms everywhere were planning carpools for their children to go see this movie. What mom was going to be the horrible chaperone or the horrible person who has to go pick up the kids at 1 o'clock in the morning or, 3 o'clock in the morning when the movie was done? Who was going to pull the short straw?
It should have been released 4 days earlier on June 26th. Not because it was any day of the week, but there was actually a lunar eclipse.
Dang.
But they did not. They didn't want to release it on a Sunday, though.
I mean, that makes sense.
No movies coming on Sundays.
Yeah.
On Rotten Tomatoes, it has an approval rating of 48%.
That seems
Stuffed
low.
with characters and overly reliant on uninspired dialogue, Eclipse won't win the Twilight Saga many new converts, despite an improved blend of romance and fantasy action.
Uninspired dialogue, when we have that whole scene where Jacob curls up with Bella because he's hot and he makes comments about, he's like, after all,
Be better if you're naked.
Yeah. Honestly, Arte. Arte.
Roger Ebert, in his review for the Chicago Sun-Times, noted that the mountain range that appears in the film looks like the landscapes painted by that guy on TV who shows you how to paint stuff like that.
His name's Bob Ross, you uncultured swine.
But he did give it a 2 out of 4, which is more positive than he gave the previous 2 movies.
He's sending me mixed signals with those reviews right there. Did you love it, or... Haters are still fans, Raj.
That's not true at all.
Haters are still fans. Get Twilight's name
what
out
does
of
that
your
mean?
mouth.
In what world is that the case?
Because, haters are the ones who are going to be gossiping about you, and he was probably talking mad crap about Twilight, so...
Just to keep an update on how the movie's success has gone, the first movie worldwide made $407 million at the box office. New Moon made $709 million. So this actually dropped down to $698 million.
Oh, so low.
And it basically matched Rotten Tomatoes' score for the first Twilight, which was at 49%. This was at 48%.
What did New Moon have?
28%.
You can't see it, dear listener, but my mouth is agape. It deserves higher.
I think, if anything, the first one deserves much lower.
That's correct. It's the blue filter for me.
Yeah. You know that song, Blue Moon?
Blue Moon. You
The
saw
one
me stand...
yeah.
That one?
That's it. The one that I heard is way faster, that I think of when I hear Blue Moon.
Oh.
Is way faster than that, and it's like the only fast version of it. Whenever I sing, Anna is like, that's not how it goes.
No.
Slow it down.
It goes way slower. It's a slow song for slow dancing with your love.
You saw me standing alone.
What in the...
Without a love of my own. Told me I must have you.
What in the club remix is that, Dan?
Yeah, it's got a fun Eurodance beat.
Yeah, what in the
it. Somebody going,
Cascada?
"Oh!"
Literally, when you start singing it, I was hearing Cascada evacuate the dance floor, like 7th grade.
Oh, at the gym. This is related to that. At the gym this morning, they were playing that 303 song. That's not Don't Trust Me.
Which
What's
one?
the other one?
My First Kiss.
Tight jeans, double D's, making me go.
I think you should know how
Yeah.
to make love to... I knew 3 of their songs. Thank you very much. But yes.
That they were playing that.
I
this
love
morning at
that
the
song,
gym.
unironically.
So at 5:30 in the morning, I had to
Ooh.
run to that, which was
I would have been... This is me lifting
bumping.
weight.
I can sit here just punching in the air.
I found out that someone in my building... I was being a mega creep, Dan. Someone in
Okay.
my building... I don't work with him, but he works in the same office area as I do. And I saw him yesterday at the gym, and I was like, is that guy from my work? I don't know. I don't really know him, so I shouldn't say hi. I'll wait till tomorrow, and I'll ask him. So today I went, hello. And he goes, hi. And I was like, do you work out at my gym?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, yeah, yesterday was my first day. And I was like, oh. I was like, I saw you there, and I thought I should say hi, but you don't really know me. My name's Anna. I was like, I hope we can be friends. This is why I should not be allowed to try and make friends as an adult. It is just too messy.
Horrible timing on your part.
It was so messy. It was
After
he laughed.
one day at the gym, do you work out there?
I didn't mean
Want
to
to
be
live
creepy.
together?
Ah! Hey, I've been looking for somebody to help me with my squatting spotter, whatever. I don't know the terms.
I need someone to cup the cheeks while I squat.
God, no. I need somebody to grunt with me like I'm pooping while I squat. That's still the most horrifying thing I've ever heard in my life.
I'm imagining that you went up to him and you're like, hey there, Blue Moon.
No.
I saw you standing alone without a love of your own, and I thought, I must have you.
Absolutely not.
All while doing bicep curls.
Literally. No, I was
At
doing
your office.
like crunches.
You did a bicep curl motion when you said crunches.
That
so
was my body crunching. Anyway, I need to stop thinking I recognize people at the gym because I really, really, really think it makes me look like a creep. I don't mean to. You just... Hello,
it's
everyone.
not that creepy.
I don't mean to be looking at people, but like, you know,
whenever I'm on a treadmill,
It's people
I get
watching.
so bored. Oh my god, yeah, you need to people watch.
Yeah, I act like I'm looking out the windows, but I'm definitely looking at everybody in the joint, okay?
I am holding until somebody makes eye contact, and then I quickly shift to the next person.
Oh, Dan, that would make me so uncomfortable. I would hate that. I will say, like, if a girl
Eyes
has
wide, glaring at them, shaking my head like you're doing something wrong, so it gets in their head.
Oh, God. I always admire when the girls have, like, cute outfits on and stuff. I always wish I was them, but instead I show up looking schlubby. Yeah. Anyway, that's my gym story.
When you say I admire that the girls have cute matching outfits on, it's like, oh yeah, that's nice. When I say it, I sound like a creep. But I actually am. I think it's cool that they have that. I wish I had matching gym outfits.
I don't think that. Well, maybe it's because I know you. I don't think it's creepy. Like, you're not that kind of guy who's like, hey, sweet cheeks, nice leggings. Like, you know what I mean?
I love your matching leggings. Need someone to help cup on the squat?
No, not the squat cup. Oh, God. Not the squat cup, please.
Anyway, tell me about Eclipse at midnight. What was it like?
Dan, truthfully, I don't remember anything about this movie except for Boo Boo and my mom buying me the necklace afterwards. This movie was a blur. I don't even really remember the book. I think it's my least favorite movie and book in the whole series.
Okay.
And that's going below the first movie, so that's saying something.
That is saying something. I am constantly shocked by these films because despite their best efforts, they're getting better.
Yeah.
So I liked this more than the previous two.
You did? I think
never
it's
seen
just...
it before.
For me, I just feel like nothing really happens in this one. Like,
That's
get
true.
this... I think it was Gage who said that this movie is a vehicle for background stories.
Yes. This movie is a fill in the gaps.
Yeah. Because, like, I think the only people whose background stories we don't get through the whole thing are Emmett and Alice. And if you Google them, you can find them super easy. Emmett was mauled by a bear. Alice was in a mental ward. What?
What's Emmett's background? Oh, mauled by a bear.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Gage said that was super on brand. Anyway, I think it's fun to learn the backstories of Emmett and Rosalie, or excuse me, Jasper and Rosalie. But
it's fun to learn Jasper's backstory to a point.
Yeah. I don't like that his accent gets more and more southern with each sentence. Like,
now, Bella, back in the heart of Texas.
oh my God,
we
literally.
vampires were a little different.
Literally, by the end, his, like, lip is curled up. His drawl is so thick. I'm like, oh, God.
What do you mean? I've lived here in Forks, Washington my whole life.
I know. God, if I had that kid in my class, I'd be like, you good? Your accent's really southern. What's going on?
Not only does his accent get stronger, Carlisle's accent just starts losing R's. He starts trying to do like some weird transatlantic accent that doesn't work. He could pronounce his R's before.
No. He's never heard of the letter R.
Carlisle Cullen.
Yeah, pretty much. He's never heard of the letter R. He's never gonna say it ever again.
Let's get into the movie.
Let's do it.
So, the movie starts on someone different. We don't know who this person is. We find out his name is Riley Beers.
Oh, God, my dumbass was like, what? Who is this? What's going on here? What? And then Gage goes, Victoria bit him. And I went, why'd she do that? She's not going to drink him? And I told you I completely
She's not
forgot.
gonna drink him.
I completely forgot the plot of this movie. It's just so forgettable.
Yeah. So, Riley stumbles out of a bar in Seattle. You know it's Seattle because it's raining.
Amen.
He gets knocked down by a mysterious figure, reminiscent of the way that Scott Pilgrim is knocked down in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World by Mae Whitman.
Oh, she's so hot.
She's so hot. And then it's Victoria. Surprise. She bites him. Crescent
Classic.
moon. He's moaning in agony. moaning, and he starts turning into a vampire.
Classic.
A vampire.
I told
Next.
you. I think
What'd
I
you tell
told you that like this really confused me for a really long time because I thought that was how you turn into a vampire, but apparently in real vampire lore, there's a lot more steps.
Yeah, I mean, they're not real, so
They're real to
anything
It was real to me.
can be. That's nice.
Oh, you don't know that quote, do you?
It was real to me is from
You
Black
got it.
Widow, isn't
Yes,
it?
good job. Okay,
Yeah,
I can't
thank
do
you.
an accent.
I am
so
a cultural observer.
I wanted to make sure. I couldn't remember. Well, TikTok's a little new aged for you.
I'm on TikTok. I
I know
spend way
you
too
are.
much time on TikTok.
I know you are. I just had to be sassy.
Well, I was watching this, and it was like, you know that some plot point happens, and I was like, yeah, I do, and then I said something else, and she's like, you know, even though you haven't seen any of these, you know so much. And I'm like, yeah, I was around during the time. This was the culture.
It
I have
feels
cousins
like-
my age who were so into this.
I know, but you haven't seen the movies. You didn't read the books. It just feels like you don't know anything, Dan.
My indignant ass requires me to know one thing about everything.
Okay, that's
So I have
good.
some random trivia fact to throw out if someone brings it up.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
I've
I
crossed
have
her.
nothing
I've
else
gotten her
to
to
say.
check out so early. So, back in the meadow from the previous movie,
Love it
Edward
here.
and Bella. Bella's reading some dumbass poem.
Oh, yeah. If I should have the world to something. Oh, I was starting a different poem. If I should have the world to die, I think I'd have the spider survive or something stupid like that. My mom always
Yeah.
used to say it when I'd say I hate spiders. And she'd be like, oh, they're good. Anyway.
I think her poem is, I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to send the world
It's
a
not-
song.
The outlook wasn't bright for the Mudville 5 or whatever.
I don't know what poem that is. I've never heard that before.
Yes.
So she is trying to negotiate changing into a vampire. Edward says to marry her first, but she turns him down because teen mom was big around this time. Are you kidding me? She doesn't want to be a teen mom.
God, I loved Teen Mom. I'd have to hide watching it from my family because it was so trashy.
Bella says marriage is just a piece of paper. Edward says it's the only thing that says I love you.
Old-fashioned king.
Yes. So they're arguing about it. Anyway, a bunch of more vampires start showing up.
The whole
and,
vampire squad.
yeah, start serial killing around Seattle. Taking a page out of it. Was Ted Bundy in Seattle?
No, I'm Googling it.
Anyway, so they get on the nationwide news, statewide news. People of Seattle don't like it. Nor do the Cullens and Bella's dad, Police Chief Mustache.
May I interrupt you with a little update on Ted Bundy? He was in Washington,
Washington
And then-
Florida.
Utah, Colorado, and Florida.
Yes.
Okay, looking at a picture of him makes me sick to my stomach. I gotta get out of here. Okay.
Bella is trying to keep in touch with Jacob, but he refuses to return her calls.
Oh, he's hurting. That poor boy is hurting.
He is.
He needs a little kiss right on his cheek.
In order to get Bella to spend less time with Edward, her dad ungrounds her. So as long as she spends more time with Jacob and her other friends.
I think that if I was grounded, my parents would say you can't see him, period, end of sentence. You can talk
Yeah.
on the phone, maybe, but you're not spending time out of this house. You're grounded, my dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Charlie's soft.
Soft and supple.
He's still... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, what?
I was going to
Is
say,
he
he
what?
wants her to marry Jacob so bad.
He does. He does also say Jake. He calls him Jake, too.
My body rejects it. It was Team Jacob merch, so...
So he is investigating the disappearance of Riley, who was reported missing a little over a year ago. Edward figures that the disappearance has to do with the newborn vampires.
Because they're strong.
Yeah, Riley had stolen Bella's red blouse from her bedroom so that she could gain her scent.
I hate that scene. The whole thing with him like hovering over Charlie, like how kind of him to not fucking kill Charlie. You know what I mean? But
Right.
just the idea of somebody being in my bedroom that's not there with my permission really wigs me out.
So Edward gives Bella a gift of a flight to Jacksonville, Florida, to go
Hot
spend time
dog.
with her mom as a way to get her into safety. And then the Cullens start chasing after Victoria, who is in the neighborhood, basically.
She's just visiting. She's just popping
Yeah.
in.
She looks a little different.
She does.
What's changed?
I'm not gonna lie.
Looks a little more Opie-ish.
She does. Her face is rounder,
Yes.
softer features.
Emmett almost crosses into Quileute territory.
Damn, son, he's gonna get riggedy wrecked by Sam.
There's a heated confrontation between the wolves and the Cullens, and Victoria slips out.
Just dudes being guys needing to get over their egos to protect their land.
It's a land dispute.
Truly.
So Bella finds out about this when Edward and Jacob have an argument at school, where she also finds out that
Okay.
Victoria's back.
Every argument Jacob and Edward have had, I'm gonna say it. This is La Toxica inside of me. Hot.
Mm-hmm. I want them to have that argument on top of me.
Woo! Daniel.
It's Lent. I haven't had candy. I'm going wild.
Amen. Me without ice cream.
We also, we see in the one scene at school, we get the scene of Bella's friends, who Anna Kendrick still has a headband on because it's
Always.
required for her character. I forget what I called him, but like Trumpy,
Squeaky.
Trunky, Squeaky. He's got a new haircut. Looks like a king. Still my favorite character.
Oh, false. Couldn't be me.
The rest of them are there. Anna Kendrick is the valedictorian. She gives some stupid speech.
She gives a valedictorian speech, Dan.
I was a valedictorian. I didn't get to give a speech.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And I didn't get to have a graduation from college, at least. From high school,
Yeah.
I did. I was playing Wheel of Fortune on my friend's phone for most of it.
At least, you know what? It's probably for best you didn't have a college graduation. At my college graduation, the girl who sat next to me alphabetically was so sloppy drunk she passed out and left her shoes in the ye old Bradley Center. So that's that on that.
So Bella convinces Jacob and the werewolves not to harm her because of Edward is afraid of them. Edward is afraid they'll
Classic.
harm her. She convinces him not going to happen. Edward then catches Riley's scent. And the wolves and the vampires make a pact to work together to fight off these newborn vampires.
This is when all the sexiness starts, Dan.
It is. Bella starts spending more time in La Push or
Oh,
by Jacob.
dreams, honestly. I would love to spend more time with Jacob.
And then Jacob, at one point, confesses his love for her.
Shooketh. Wait.
Goes in, gives her a kiss.
Oh, yeah.
Edward appears out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
Says, I think the poorly written direct line is, next time you touch her without her consent, you're dead.
King energy.
Bella is upset with Jacob, and she punches him in the face and sprains her hand.
I'm just having so much fun reliving this scene right now.
So much happens in 20 seconds. It's
And
the
then-
most exciting part of the movie.
And then what happens, Dan? they go back to Charlie's house and they start fighting, and Charlie has to break it up, and it's so hot. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not like this. Gage was watching this movie with me, and he was like, what is going on with you? And I was like, I'm just reliving some memes, you know?
Anna, why are you sweating so much?
Literally. It's just our heat is on.
I'm a werewolf.
I wish.
So Bella gets treated by Carlisle and has a conversation with Rosalie about her choice to become immortal. Fill in some more backstory.
I don't love her backstory is actually probably the most horrific out of all of them.
I'm trying to remember what it was.
She gets almost gang raped by her fiance and a bunch of random dudes that he calls his friends. They all get drunk together. They want to rape her. They don't get away with it, so they beat her to death. And she lays in the street in her own blood. Carlisle smells the blood, turns her, and the next day she shows up at her fiance's house as a vampire wearing the wedding dress and kills him. Thank you.
That would make a good movie.
Yeah, it would.
The revenge part.
I would love to watch a movie about Rosalie's life, but instead we get 15 minutes. I remember it's so tragic and so fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, ugh, I had the Spanish flu. Oh, darn. Oh, I was
a Confederate soldier.
Oh, boo. Poopy.
Attacked by a bear.
Yep. King energy.
So, since she has become a vampire, Rosalie has wanted nothing more than blood.
Mm-hmm.
So
she's also always been really, like, the whole impetus of why she ended up with that bad guy was because she wanted to have a baby, and so she's always been really envious of Bella's ability to have a child. That's a secret tool that we'll use later.
So, back in Seattle, Riley, upset that the newborns don't have control of their feedings, says something huge is coming for them. They need to control their urges so they can meet it with strategy. And I think this is just reading as a puberty metaphor.
I was going to say, is this a metaphor? Is this Stephanie Meyer trying to tell everyone how we should be handling ourselves?
Stephanie Meyer says, "Be celibate, damn it," and then hits us with a newspaper.
Oh, Lord.
So, the Volturi start watching, but not Michael Sheen. Almost said Martin. Unfortunately.
Careful.
No.
Careful where thou strides. I
It's-
don't know what I'm saying.
It's just Dakota Fanning and friends. Watching. Creeping. Looking. Felix considers consulting Arrow about the newborn's inaction. Dakota Fanning is like, let's let them serve their purpose. We don't need to kill them yet.
What is their
right?
fucking purpose? Being stoopy?
Yeah.
Apparently.
So, this is where Jessica, Anna Kendrick, gives her graduation speech. Don't major in philosophy whenever you're going to get a job in that. Laughs all around. Don't. You won't be able to get a job in that. The Cullens, for some reason, throw a party at their house to celebrate graduation.
It looks banging, TBH.
It does. But you know who's not banging? Edward
and Bella. You're right, because he's old-fashioned.
He is old-fashioned. She tells her dad that.
Mm-hmm. He just wanted to make sure. Honestly, go off, King Charlie. He probably should have done it sooner, but proud of him for trying. He could have just left that completely untouched.
Considering, also, 2 points. One, Bella's mom had the talk with her when she was 8.
Yeah, don't love that.
Don't love that. Second point, she's been spending basically every waking moment of her life since she's met Edward with Edward, except for the 3 months that he was gone and she was catatonic in her room.
Yeah, in the most boring part of the New Moon movie. Okay.
No!
Yes.
The one scene is cool.
The one editing scene is beautiful.
Yes.
We love editors. Let it be known, side note, when Bella is in Jacksonville with Edward and they're visiting her mom and stuff. Oh, wait, have we gotten there yet?
That happened earlier, right?
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. When she's in Jacksonville, her mom is like, the way he looks at you. Everything she describes, they're supposed to like be portraying as romantic. That's just toxic as hell.
He's staring at her like with a Kubrick stare.
It's
of like deranged psychopathy.
That ain't it, okay? If I ever caught Gage staring at me, I would assume there was a spider on me. If he stared at me like that, I'd think he was sickly. Dan just stared at me with his eyes half shut. Dan, you look like you were having an episode. I am not a fan.
I wish people could see how beautiful my face looks during that.
You look something.
Something.
Okay.
So Jacob and his friends crash the party, and he apologizes for his rash behavior.
King.
And then gives Bella a hand-carved wolf charm.
Woo! Pause. I asked my mom for one of these. Stop making that face, Dan! He looks so annoyed. You have 2 more weeks of this. You better love it. I asked my mom for that charm because they were selling the exact bracelet with the Bella charm and with the Taylor Law. Oh my God, the Jacob charm, wolf, and with the Edward charm, the glass heart. Of course, both are plastic. I begged my mom to buy it for me, and she wouldn't. So that's why she bought me my wolf necklace.
Oh, I think you got more use out of the wolf necklace.
Yeah, I still wear it. She literally said to me when I opened it, and I was like, she's like, you better not ever stop liking Twilight. Joke's on you, Mom. I never did. Anyway.
Here we are 12 years later.
Yep. And now when people ask me about it, it's kind of embarrassing, but I still wear that necklace all the time.
I think whenever somebody asks you about it, you should just stare off into the middle distance and say, like under your breath, inside of you there are 2 wolves. And then ask if they go to your gym.
No, Dan! It is impossible for me to be normal. Oh, I just try to be nice to people, and it always comes across as weird.
Alice has a vision of the newborn army coming to kill them, which does sound like a nightmare that a woman would have if she is terrified of having kids.
I'd have that dream.
A newborn army coming to kill them.
I'd have that nightmare.
So the werewolves agree to fight off the newborn army. Also, earlier in the movie, they have been training together. Oh, sorry, no, not early in the movie. They start training later. Bella realizes the newborn army has been under the secret control of Victoria.
Ba-ba-bum.
Ba-ba-ba. The Volturi, of course, they're aware of this. But
Of
they want to
course.
give the army a chance to destroy the Cullens.
Stoopy.
Yeah, because, the Cullens aren't going to join the Volturi's forces. So why not just, knock them out? Makes sense from their point of view.
If I was a Cullen and the
Even
Volturis were
just
coming
for
around,
a day.
I would be like, why are you so obsessed with me? Because they are. They're full obsessed.
They are, yeah. It's like the Mad Men meme of Don Draper in the elevator and the copywriter who goes, I worry about you. And then Don goes, I don't think about you at all.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So Bella tries to get in Edward's pants.
Nice, for the millionth
she is a
time.
Lush, but Edward is a good Christian boy who won't do anything until marriage.
Oh, he's old-fashioned.
I know somebody who wouldn't hold hands until marriage.
Who? You?
No, I'm not going to say who. It's a peripheral friend.
Oh, I thought it was a
know them,
fake.
know
I
them.
thought it was fake.
No, this is real.
Oh, I was going to be like, who are you talking about? That one?
No,
TV
sorry.
show?
They would hold hands. No kissing until marriage.
Couldn't do it. I love kissing too much. I ask Gage for a kiss about every 15 minutes.
What do you do when you're at work?
Cry, mostly.
You have a gym friend you can go to now.
Stop, Dan!
You're already cupping his booty on squats.
I'm
What's
not!
a kiss?
Oh, I can't make any new friends. I hate my life. Every time I try to make an adult friend, it goes horribly.
So, upon realizing how horny Bella is, basically,
She's so horny.
he says
she's probably the correct amount of horny for a teenager.
Anna, please describe to me the correct amount of horny. Don't.
Man, teenagers are always horny. They're gross. They got a lot of
Yeah.
hormones.
So Edward says he's willing to try, but they have to be married first.
You can't even see my eye rolls.
And Bella, despite her aversion to marriage, realizes that spending an eternity to Edward is more important than a stupid piece of paper. Okay, before we go forward, I have something to ask you. What do you think about silicone wedding bands?
I think if one is active, they're fine.
I think they're the dumbest thing in the world.
I agree.
Just
I
don't
would
wear
not
one.
wear one. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like,
if it's dangerous to wear a ring in a situation, just don't wear the ring.
Dan, I feel as though we've had this conversation before.
We absolutely have, because
Yes.
it's one of my 5 pet peeves that I have
Yeah.
to keep bringing up.
Well, and I mentioned to you, my dad's an electrician. He just doesn't wear a ring at work.
Right?
He never did my whole life. He only wore his wedding ring for special occasions, and I never thought that was weird.
No. It's his ring.
Yeah, as
Wears
long
it
as,
when
like,
he wants to.
to me, like, if you aren't into rings, that's fine. Like,
Get chains.
oh, I was
I
going to say...
assume your dad was wearing mad chains around his neck this whole time, right?
more like mad polos. But okay. No, but you know, like, I don't know. Yeah, the silicone ring. The only person... I've only ever known 2 people who wore a silicone ring. One was Gage's brother. And the other
Who
was
doesn't
someone
have
I...
fingers anymore, so he can't wear rings.
And the other was someone I really extremely did not like. So...
Gage's brother.
No, I like Gavin just fine. No, somebody else. To protect the innocent, I won't mention their name here.
Gavin DeGraw.
No!
The singer.
I have no beef with Gavin DeGraw, the singer. I don't get it. I don't think I'd like the feeling.
Yeah.
If Anna said to you tomorrow, I'll only marry you if you'll wear a silicone ring, what would you say?
That's dumb. No.
Oh. Beep boop, Anna.
So, Edward then presents her with an engagement ring that belonged
Ugly.
to his biological mother that looks like a weird-ass beehive sort of thing.
Yeah, I hate it. I'm sorry, I hate it. Also,
Very
you can buy
ugly.
that at Hot Topic.
And they're engaged now. And the whole
Congrats.
theater apparently is crying, I was told.
Yeah,
Hooping and hollering.
they had to pause the film for effect.
So then the werewolves and the vampires prepare for battle. They have this whole training sequence of learning how to fight, where Jackson Rathbone gives instructions on how everything works.
In a thick southern drawl.
Now, first rule of fighting a newborn is they are so much stronger than you, and don't do what they expect. You gotta treat them with the element of surprise.
Oh, everyone has a mint julep in their hand.
Now, Mr. Beauregard, I do declare that these here newborns here, they have gots to go.
Everyone's fanning themselves with a large white cowboy hat.
So, in order to protect her, Edward and Bella camp up in a flimsy-ass tent in the mountains, in quotes.
They don't even have a thermal sleeping bag. I had a thermal sleeping bag, and I didn't really camp growing up, so you could tell they're not from Wisconsin.
Yeah. And Jacob joins them to wait out the night. Bella is about to freeze to death because of course she is, because she's not prepared.
Also, because she's not from Wisconsin, she's thin-blooded.
Yeah. So then Jacob warms her up. He's shirtless, because of course he is. He doesn't wear a shirt in this movie.
No, they probably paid him more to keep the shirt off.
And he gets in the sleeping bag with her. It'd be better if you're naked, he says.
Again, more hoots and hollers.
Yeah, that's where the hooting and hollering really should come in.
Mm-hmm.
The sexual tension between him and Edward, palpable.
Amen.
We know they want each other. So during the night, Bella overhears a conversation between the two of them where they temporarily forget their hatred of each other.
Sounds fake.
In the morning, Edward plans for Jacob to overhear them talking about the engagement, to which Jacob becomes distraught.
Just like every
angry.
day of his life.
He threatens to get himself killed in the fight because Bella doesn't love him, and being dead would be easier for her. What a drama queen.
Listen, how many times do I have to say, when I was growing up, he was hot. As an adult, do I think he's a little bit El Toxico? I really do. I really do, but I'm still Team Jacob.
Why you don't love me?
Literally.
Yes, I'll die.
The drama of it all.
Bella, in a desperate attempt to prevent his death, she asks him to kiss her. And she realizes she loves him as well when he kisses back.
It's because he imprinted on an egg in your uterus, you dummy.
Ew.
Your ovary. Your ovum.
But she realizes that her love for Jacob is different than her love for Edward. Because her love for Jacob is like, I love you like a brother. Edward, I love you with my womb.
Not my womb, Lance.
I don't... that just showed up on TikTok one day. I'm like, what is happening right now?
Me too. Do you know how far back I went to figure out what was going on? It was very deep, Dan. I went back so deep. I needed the drama from people I never cared about in my life before.
There is... What was the word that she used?
Ache.
An
deep
ache.
in my womb lands.
Deep in my womb lands.
Except she's actually saying Lance.
She says womb lance. Oh, don't worry, I got all of this.
Good. I just wanted to make sure you knew. Deep in my womb lands. Womb lands is better than Lance.
Edward finds out about the kiss by reading Jacob's mind, but he's not angry because she knows that she loves him more than she loves Jacob. I'm like, okay.
Why does it matter? I mean,
Yeah.
I get why I don't know. I just get so weary sometimes from the constant, low confidence these men seem to have.
So, now it's time for the fight. They fight. Things happen in the fight. I don't know. Kind of zone out during it. Looks kind of cool.
Seth is a werewolf, and he comes and hangs out with Bella because he's the baby.
Yeah.
And he's my son.
Victoria, her instincts push her to leave.
Victoria's fake.
Edward gets her to stay by taunting her about how he killed James. So Riley and Victoria get the upper hand, about to kill Edward. But then Bella, she's like, fine. She cuts herself to get them to sniff her, smell that sweet, sweet blood.
I would never. Reasons why I could never date a vampire. I would not have the energy or the ability to harm myself in order to cause a diversion. I'd be too scared.
Does Bella have jelly beans for blood or something? Because they think it's the sweetest thing in the world.
Gage says she has garlic bread blood, which doesn't make sense because they're vampires. But he thinks that it smells as good as garlic bread does. I'm imagining that it smells as good as onions cooked in oil. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. What a scent. You've got my olfactory glands humming.
Ooh, you're welcome.
Using the distraction, Edward breaks free and
We're breaking free.
Seth sneaks behind a hill,
My king.
drags Riley away and kills him.
Iconic, Seth. Go off, king. I love Seth.
Victoria ignores him, keeps going for Bella's blood, and then Edward kills her in some weird thing where it looks like she's made out of ice.
Yeah, Gage didn't notice this in the last movie either, apparently. They can just, squish their heads, and they shatter. It happens in the second movie. That's how Arrow kills a couple people. And then in this movie, you can see when Emmett is practicing fighting, he gets hit, and there's a crack in his face, but it heals quickly. So,
I didn't notice that.
It's okay. I've seen these movies enough times for everyone in the world, so I picked up on that for you.
So the Volturi arrive to figure out what's left of Victoria's army. And the newborn who surrendered, Bree Tanner, who is a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, something like that.
She's so cute. I feel so sad for her.
They're like, not how this works, and they rip her head off. She dead.
Me so sad. She's a literal child. Whatever, I guess.
So the Volturi then find out that Bella hasn't become a vampire yet, and they're like, we should just kill you right now. But they have a date set for her transformation, so they're gonna let it go. Jacob has also broken half the bones of his body.
Yeah.
His entire right half of his body is broken.
Very dramatically so.
I will say,
screaming.
the fact that nobody said we can fix him, we have the technology, makes me very upset, because I'm a middle-aged, bordering on retirement age man.
That's correct.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, that's a quote from the $6 Million Man. God.
It's also a quote from everyone's father.
Yes, exactly. Well, yeah. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm everyone's father.
No, I know. I'm just, following that up.
So, Carlisle and Sam are treating Jacob's wounds while the rest of the wolf pack wait outside as Jacob screams in pain. Carlisle pops out. Jacob's gonna be fine. He'll make a full recovery. Billy and Carlisle shake hands. They trust each other now. A new era of trust and respect between the vampires and the werewolves.
Shooketh. If only we, the world, could learn something from that.
Bella walks in and says, "Oh, you're so injured. That's terrible. By the way, I love Edward more, so,
get lost,
out, Girl
loser."
Scout.
Literally.
And Jacob's like, I guess that's fine. Think about your womb lands, though.
I want to be all up in them.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
So, then, back to the meadow. Bella and Edward are in there. She figures out that the wedding dress has been taken care of by Alice, so that's all squared away.
Of course it has.
Bella says that she feels like she's belonged in Edward's vampire world. And being in there has made her strong. But she also needs to do things responsibly by tying herself to him in every human way possible before becoming a vampire. They're going to tell Bella's dad about the engagement, but it's dangerous. But it's a good thing that Edward's bulletproof. Laugh track. Movie ends, they're hugging in the meadow.
I can't believe we forgot about someone very important, Dan.
Dr. Dre?
No, but we never talked... I'm ignoring you. We never talked about Leah.
Who's Leah?
Of course. That's Seth's sister. She's the only female werewolf, and it's a whole plot line that she's a woman.
It's not a whole plot line. It's a whole scene.
It's how we learn about what imprinting is, though.
I don't like the chord progression at the beginning of the Twilight song, because it sounds like you're going into bad romance.
You've said that before, but
I have 5 original thoughts.
I'm gonna keep doing it till I die, Dad. But anyway, that's how we learn about imprinting, because Sam was in love with Leah, and then he met Emily and imprinted on her. The end. That's all you need to know.
The end. I wonder if that's going to come back at all.
Yeah, it's a secret tool we'll use later.
So that's Eclipse.
It's fine.
It's fine. I to be honest, I still liked it better than New Moon because it just kept moving.
More power to you, Dan. I disagree, but if you liked it better, who am I to stop you from a good time? I didn't hate it. It's just not my favorite.
Yeah, the biggest issue with all these movies is they're so poorly written.
Yes.
That's why I said that the writer is the franchise's original sin. If they had, it ended up where David Yates was the director on the last 4 main Harry Potter movies. I'm trying to figure out who was writer of all of it. They all have, like, Steve Kloves wrote all but one of the Harry Potter movies.
And they're pretty banging.
They are pretty banging. So, like, if they had figured out a better writer who could maybe adapt Stephenie Meyer's work into something better.
I think Stephenie Meyer thought that this was perfection. I
agree. I think that she loves these movies.
I think she does too. She gives me vibes. Like, I think she thinks that she's perfect.
So, like, the directing in this, in the best way possible, competent. It is not poorly directed.
No.
Which, coming after the first movie, high praise. Jacob, like, all the performances, they're doing their best with what they're given. It's just what they're given is crap.
Yeah. I mean, it says a lot about the actors that they can actually make the movie still have points that are kind of funny and still, like, are interesting and enjoyable, even though the actual script writing is
subpar.
Yeah.
And it also says something that all the actors, most of them, have gone on after this to be, critically acclaimed performers. After being, not so critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
Over the life of the saga.
Like you said, it's not their performance. It comes down to the writing.
You sound so reticent to actually criticize it.
It makes me sad, Dan. I like these movies. It's just, I'm allowed to like something poo-poo, okay?
Sure. More power to you. I'm looking at the soundtrack right now.
Yeah.
You got Metric, more Muse, The Bravery, Florence and the Machine, Sia. Beck. Yeah, Sia. My Love. Don't know it.
Don't know that song.
Vampire Weekend.
Love them.
CeeLo Green.
Love him.
Pretty good artists. I don't know any of the songs. I mean, I've heard Neutron Star Collision, but...
Yeah, I feel like most of the songs, except for Muse, because all the Muse songs in these movies are recognizable, I feel like, because Stephenie Meyer was so obsessed with Muse, and she really, she needed them in these movies, so I feel like there's a Muse song that you associate with each movie. Except for, the only one that's different is Supermassive Black Hole. Everybody knows that song is associated with the freaking baseball scene.
Yeah.
That's, like, the one.
This, as with the previous soundtrack, all the songs were written for the movie.
Always.
Yeah, you got so close to the mic for that.
Oh, no, it's just adjusting because I needed to scrunch my knees up because they were hurting.
Oh.
I'm old.
You want to hear some trivia?
Always.
So, in the scene where Jacob carries Bella to mask her scent, Taylor Lautner was supposed to push Kristen Stewart on a cart, but it looked silly. So he agreed to carry her, and after a bunch of takes, his arms were so sore because they filmed that scene all day.
Yeah, that reads. But also the cart sounds like it would look really stupid.
Kristen Stewart received her high school diploma 1 week before filming Bella's graduation scene.
Oh, good for her.
So she took a graduation photo so she would have a high school graduation picture.
Aw, that's
on
cute,
set.
actually.
Kristen Stewart once again wore a wig for all of filming.
Yes. It's very obvious.
Very noticeable in this one. Jackson Rathbone's favorite actress is Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh, so he was fangirling, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Aw, that's cute.
This was the first and only Twilight movie to be released in IMAX. So it's got that going for it.
Okay. I guess I could see Jacob's rippling muscles in big screen. I guess I could put my cracked foot on a man's bald head. So it's mostly adapted from Eclipse, the book,
But it's also adapted from the 2010 companion novella, The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. Bree Tanner is the one that gets her head ripped off.
I read that.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was fine. I didn't remember that I read it until you mentioned it, but I did.
That's
I did
the
in
sign
fact
of a good
read
book.
it. Yep. But I've definitely read it in my lifetime because, I had to in order to understand the movie.
Other people who are considered as directors, Chris Weitz, who directed New Moon, but he was too busy finishing New Moon to direct Eclipse. J.A. Bayona, who directed Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Oh.
James Mangold, who made The Wolverine and Logan.
I heard
And
Logan
Walk
is a
the
great
Line.
movie.
Logan is a great movie. He also made Ford versus Ferrari.
Ugh.
Hey!
Dan, isn't Matt Damon in that movie?
He is. Matt Damon and Christian Bale.
I'll give it 1 second's worth of a rethink, but ugh.
Other director considered Paul Weitz, who directed About a Boy. And 12 episodes of Mozart in the Jungle.
Oh, that show had Bernadette Peters on it.
And American Pie.
Mm.
Good. And no, that's not accepted. Sorry, I got excited. Andrew Barrymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's out of left field. She would have been great. I would love to have seen this movie directed by Drew.
I'm not sure I've seen any movies that she's directed.
Me either, but I would love to have experienced it with this one.
So the only one I've heard of is Whip It.
Oh, I've heard of Whip It.
Yeah, it's the
I've never
roller
seen
derby
it,
movie.
but I've heard of it.
Heard it was good. Elliot Page stars.
Yes.
Is there any other interesting trivia?
Boo Boo Stewart was 15 years old.
Just the right age for you.
Now I was 15 at the time.
Exactly.
Now I am 26 and he's 28 and still game on.
On site.
On site. I said that at work today to one of my coworkers about Boo Boo Stewart. I don't have any other fun facts besides my necklace, but I was too excited, so I shared that to you right away.
I know you were right. You were just jumping out with it.
I just
Like
think
you
it's such a
smelled blood and
fun
you were like,
story.
"Gotta
I
tell
mean, I just think it's so cute that I have that necklace.
It
still,
is.
and
It's fun.
Yeah.
Do you have any other thoughts about the movie before we get into the questions?
No, I'm so ready for Breaking Dawn Part 1. I can't even begin to tell you. Because this is when the juice gets juicy, okay? This is when we get the bread breaking. Oh my
The
god.
bread.
The bed breaking. This is when we get the scene where Bella goes in her... Wait, this might be in Part 2. But in one of these movies, we get the scene where Bella goes in her suitcase and finds a box of tampons, and that's how she realizes she's pregnant. And I was like, that's not it. That
That's
ain't
not
it.
how it works at
That's
all.
not how it works at all, girl. Did we get... What else do we get? We get 1,000 Years by Christina Perry, bitch. I'm about to throw down to that song.
The way that you said her name made it sound like there was a department store chain in the Chicago area called Carson Perry Scott.
Yeah, that's Boston store. I'm familiar.
Yeah, but Christina Perry bitch
Christina Perry, bitch.
sounded like another version of it.
Who have you ever been?
You don't shop at Christina Perry bitch?
Obviously. I got this shirt at Christina Perry, bitch.
Would this movie be better, worse, or the same with Jonathan Taylor Thomas in Boo Boo Stewart's role?
It's truly not even worth it to ask. There's no room for him in the inn. This movie is loaded to the gills with men to simp over. There ain't room for a single more, okay?
There's no room for George Clooney in it either.
Too many simps in the kitchen, you know?
And I guess on a scale of 1 to 5 weird-ass vampire backstories,
Oh, the best part of these fucking movies.
What do you give it?
Did we even talk about Jasper's backstory?
We did. Jasper's a Confederate soldier.
And he had to kill newborns because his sexy vampire mom told him to.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to get a bite of the sauce, you know what I'm saying?
I don't
He was trying to get
I don't think
dick.
that's the saying.
I think he was trying to get some.
He was trying to dip his fun stick.
I hate it here. Let's have some fun. This beat is sick. Am I right?
1 to 5. What is it?
4 because this is my least favorite, but the memes provide me joy. Seeing Boo Boo hit the screen with his unchanged voice. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's me, Seth.
Hi there, guys. It's me, Seth.
It's me, Seth Clearwater. And then, oh my God, so cute. I could have just died. 4. And all the
4.
stars are for Boo Boo. They're not for a single other person in this movie.
My ratings are going up.
3?
2.5.
You gave it 2.5 to New Moon.
I give it 2 to New Moon.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll allow it.
As I said, in spite of their best efforts, they're getting better.
I'm
And I'm kind of looking forward to watching Breaking Dawn.
Dan, I
If
am
only
so
because it
excited.
means we're close to the end.
We are close to the end, but like I said, there's a lot of trials and tribulations we have to go through first, i.e., baby Renesmee looking like a creep.
I've seen that.
The bed-breaking sex scene.
That sounds like it's a groundbreaking sex
I'm
scene. No,
literally gonna
bed-breaking.
send you the trailer where you can see him like grab onto the bed and it like snaps the wood. Oh my God, who allowed this? Who allowed my teenage eyes to see this? My mom?
I'm gonna slap my TV with a newspaper when that happens.
Oh, you're gonna have to spray it with
Or
a
jail.
Calm down. Most importantly, like I said, I have died every day waiting for you. People still walk down the aisle to that shit these days.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
Anyway, that's it for this week's episode of In Conclusion. In case you haven't figured it out, next week we're doing Breaking Dawn Part 1.
Cannot wait, bitch.
If you want to support us, you can do so on Facebook and Twitter @and In Conclusion, on Instagram @In Conclusion Podcast, on Patreon, patreon.com/In Conclusion. If you want to find me, I'm on Twitter @DanO'Keefe86 and on that TikTok clock app @NotDanO'Keefe. Oh, Anna, where the hell have you been, Loka?
Well, I've been on my couch this whole time, but you can find me on Instagram @OptimusPrime818, or you can find me on Twitter @AutobotsRollOut, capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, and the O in Roll, and the O in Out are zeros. I had to log into my Twitter today, and
Wow.
I remembered it only because in my head I went, okay, and the O and Roll, and Out are zeros. And I got it. I logged right
Look at
in,
you.
baby girl.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
They say that podcasting rots your brain.
My brain is bigger as a result of podcasting. More wrinkles.
Not true. Not true. It's smooth. Gotten real smooth.
No, my brain is not smooth.
You said no wrinkles.
No, I said more wrinkles.
Oh, they said no wrinkles.
Dan, no
Like
wrinkles means
podcasting
you're
has smoothed your
stupid.
brain. I know.
Oh, no.
Anyway, we're not stupid. Come back next week for Breaking Dawn.
Woo!
2 oxymoronic sentences. In the meantime, everybody stay safe, have fun, get vaccinated. Bye-bye.
Bye! What did I do wrong? All I did was ask for a neck pillow.
A Creative Land podcast.